Three, two, one. We are live. Welcome to the 411 Sports World Network on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe to 411 Sports World Network on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Mr. Mister411. That's Mr. 411 on TikTok. We definitely appreciate that. And also do the same thing on Instagram, Mr. 411. You have to spell it all the way out. Mister 411, Mr. 411. That's Instagram. That is TikTok. And then on YouTube, once again, 411 Sports World Network. All right, today is Sunday, August the 31st. The year is 2025. And we thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, the notification bell, and share because sharing is caring. Help us grow on all of our channels. We thank you in advance. Today, man, Clash in Paris WWE Premium Live event. It's going to be a good one, and it's over in Europe this time. And look, it's going to be an exciting crowd. They're going to be into it. We have John Cena on the card. His countdown is I think he's down to about 8 matches now before he calls it a career in the ring in WWE. And so each one of these matches is meaning more and more. We'll get into the match today. We're also going to um, I'm going to give you the matches in the order that I believe is going to hit the card. Like to do that, just to do that for fun and see how it turns out at the end of the day. Because there's always debates about which match should be the main event. Should a world title match be the main event? Will it be a match with a huge rivalry be the main event, or something else on the line? Whether it's like a lose or leave town or I quit or some sort of match where there's a lot at stake. And there's always debate about which matches should open, which match should be the main event, that kind of thing. So the matches that I provide will be in the order that I think the card should go. But before we do all of that, we're going to go to Friday Night SmackDown because Friday Night SmackDown has some ramifications of what has led to Clash of Paris. So the Clash in Paris. So let's start with the tag team, the number one contender tag team match. The winner of this matchup on SmackDown, which was Friday night, will receive a World Tag Team Championship match against the Wyatt Six. So the competitors, you have The Miz and Carmelo Hayes versus the Street Profits. Now, the Street Profits have been a prolific tag team, multiple time champions on Raw and SmackDown. They've been tag champs multiple times. They've proven it. They've been there, done that. And they were more recently the tag team champions. They lost a couple months ago to the Wyatt Six, but um, they're on a mission to regain those tag championships. But in order to do that, they have to beat The Miz and Carmelo Hayes. Now, Carmelo Hayes was a top draft pick coming out of NXT, being drafted to SmackDown. And he is a top prospect in WWE. And right now, at this point, he's been trying to prove himself. He's actually defeated Randy Orton, so he has that under his belt. He also has won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which he now has also another accomplishment. So Carmelo Hayes is on that track, if you will, to become a megastar in WWE. However, he's still young and new to the SmackDown Raw roster, if you will. But here's a grizzly veteran in The Miz who just continues to do it over and over again. He continues to be successful. He hasn't slowed down a bit, but he is in a great position here to mentor Carmelo Hayes. Now, here's the dynamic. Miz has been there, done that. He's a two-time Grand Slam champion. And what does that mean? He's won all the championships twice. And that's a huge, huge honor right there. Not too many wrestlers can say that. And he's won tag championships, intercontinental championships, U.S. championships, the world championships. He's won all the belts. So he's a great guy to mentor. But Miz has an ego, and he tends to put himself over everybody else. And he'll look out for number one when he needs to. Carmelo Hayes is brash, right? He's flashy, he's brash. He has all the tools, and he believes that he's the best, right? So you have these two egos working together, and they've been kind of push pull back and forth um, with each other. But they finally got their act together as a unit, and they're in a position where they could actually win the tag championships together. Well, in this match, before the match, excuse me, let's go back a little bit more before it. Let's go back a little bit here. Before the matches, back in the locker room areas, Uncle Howdy, who's the leader of the Wyatt Six, and two of those members are the tag team champions, current tag champions. Well, Uncle Howdy plays mind games. If you know anything about the Y6, they play mind games, and they come after people who have done other people wrong in the past. And the Miz is one of those guys that I told you earlier about how he look out for himself a lot. Well, Uncle Howdy had some words for him, and he basically was playing mental games with them, and they already attacked the Miz months ago, and so the Miz hasn't forgotten about that brutal attack. Okay, so there was some mind games played there. All right, now Uncle Howdy also went to the locker room of the Street Profits when they was having their pre-match interview, and Uncle Howdy interrupted that interview, and he basically was playing mind games with the Street Profits, really diving into testing the loyalty between the two of them. And that's funny because you have the Miz and Carmelo Hayes, who have you can see it, you can see their dysfunction from the outside, but the Street Profits has always been a unit. They've always been brothers. They've always had each other's back. There is talk in the wrestling world about Montez Ford, and in this image, he's the one at the bottom with the glasses with the shades on, all the way to the far left there. He is there's a lot of momentum for him to become a single star and to make a run as a single competitor. And in doing that, that breaks up the Street Profits. Well, Uncle Howdy is kind of playing into that and saying that if they win and they have to face the Wyatt Six, their loyalty will be tested. So it's interesting to see how Uncle Howdy's playing these mind games before this match. And just fast forward a little bit, you'll see where I'm going with this when we get to the end. So they had their match, and Wyatt Six shows up late in the match, and it becomes a distraction to the Miz. Okay, and with that distraction to the Miz, Mello was trying to make a tag. Well, he couldn't make the tag because Miz was focus had turned to the Wyatt Six outside the ring. So he missed. There was a missed opportunity there for Carmelo to make that tag, and he ends up getting taken out. The Street Profits, they go with their double team move, boom, knock him out, splash, victory. So the Street Profits win. They will fight Sunday today in Paris for the tag championships. Now, with that tag championship match, remember what I said a few minutes ago here about the loyalty thing, because we're gonna roll that back in when we get to that prediction, or when we get to that prediction for the tag championships. All right. So Street Profits advance. Street Profits will fight Wyatt Six for the World Tag Team Championships. All right. The match in the middle of the screen. This match did not occur because Charlotte Flair was attacked and brutally attacked and taken out at the knees before this women's tag team championship match. So we did not have the match. We ended up having um, Alexa Bliss in a singles match, and she ended up winning that. So we're gonna move right on past that. We don't know why all that occurred. Didn't have a tag championship on SmackDown. And when I say why, I mean like why did this attack happen? Why would they have a brutal attack on Charlotte Flair when they're having the opportunity to uh, win the tag championships? Don't understand why the Secret Hervers did that. But anyway, we'll find out probably next week on SmackDown. We'll get some more information on that. Maybe they'll reveal some more things there. But let's move up to the top of this screen here to the U.S. Championship. Now, Sami Zayn challenged Solo Sikoa for the U.S. Championship. Now, Solo has his MFTs, My Family Tree. He has his own bloodline version faction that he's built ever since Roman Reigns won the Ula Fala back in January and claimed officially once again to being the tribal chief. So Solo went out, started his own faction, got his MFTs, and eventually now he's become champion, right? U.S. champion. That's a prestigious championship. It's been held by many of great wrestlers of all time, the Harley Races. I mean, just you name it, pretty much any great wrestler during the era of the U.S. title has had that title. So this is a prestigious championship to have. And Sami Zayn, this is the one belt that eluded him. One of those belts that has eluded him outside of being world champion. And he's finally had the opportunity to get this championship. Well, they had a pretty good match back and forth. And then there was a lot of interference, which we're not surprised at that because the MFTs are there. And then also Sammy has a few allies himself, which is Solo's brother, Jimmy Uso, and also um, um, the Wolf. All right, Jacob Fatu, and so Jacob Fatu also came out there and took care of the MFTs. So did Jimmy, and now it's back down to Sammy and Solo, and they had some back and forth, some near falls. And Sammy ends up with the Aluba kick. Let's see, I think he hit him twice with it. 1, 2, 3, U.S. champ. So Sami Zayn is the U.S. champion, and that's how SmackDown concluded. And concluded on a high note, and the fans went crazy for it. And Sami Zayn's a fan favorite, and it's well deserved for Sammy. Okay, now my partner in crime, Reggie, he's not really big on Sami Zayn, and to each their own. I get that, but Sami Zayn is a fan favorite. He's the underdog type wrestler, um, and he tries to do things the right way. And he's been challenged a lot of times on that by various people. But Sammy, congratulations to you winning that U.S. Championship title that you cherish and really wanted to win. So now he's captured that gold. I wonder what's going to happen next. Does Solo work his way into a rematch? Um, does Solo now go off to something else? Does he take it out on Jimmy and Jacob Fatu? But what I'm thinking is going to happen is somehow, some way, we're going to have MFT versus some form of Jimmy, Jacob Fatu, um, probably Roman, and I'm gonna go Jey Uso. There'll probably be a bloodline version of War Games, and I'm all for that. So, but we'll see how that goes. All right. So with SmackDown being 2 days ago, and again having some ramifications leading up to Clash in Paris. Here we go with Clash in Paris. All right, you can see the card on there. It's a 5-match card. There are a lot of superstars on here. You have Seth freaking Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena. Just to name some of the stars. I mean, there's look. You have Jey Uso, who's hotter than ever in WWE. You have LA Knight, who's been hot for a long time. You have Logan Paul, right? Social media. I mean, he has, billion followers. You got this thing is loaded. You have two of the greatest female wrestlers, and better yet, two of the two great wrestlers of all time. Anyway, but I mean, you're talking about some legends here with Bella and with Bella and Becky Lynch. So, and then you have Rusev, right, who's back in WWE. And at one time there was this thing called Rusev Day. He was huge. He was way over with that. But this card is stacked. For a five match card, you have a lot of superstars in here. And let's not forget that Bronson Reed is on this card too, and he is really making noise now that he's in a faction with Seth Rollins. So he's being mentored by Seth Rollins. He's being mentored by Paul Heyman, and along with Braun Breaker. This is a dangerous faction at this point. So a lot of major players clash in Paris, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Paris, France. Man, this is going to be awesome. So I just mentioned Bronson Reed. He is in a big match here. And for me, this is the card opener. Um, why not open it up with Roman Reigns? He's not the world champion. He's not the universal champion, but he is the man in WWE. There's no doubt about that. He's the top guy in WWE. And why not open up the card with Roman Reigns and get that crowd started? And this is a big match. Bronson Reed, if you're not going to close out the card, the next best thing is to open it. And this is a great spot here for Reed. So Bronson Reed is the Shula follower, meaning he's been stealing the Jays off of the feet of Roman Reigns. And for those you know, Roman Reigns has a deal with Jordan Brand, and he wears various Jordans in his matches, and whether he's on the card or not on the card. So, but the Shula follow, man. Bronson Reed's been stealing beating him down, taking the shoes, carrying it with him. So there's a rivalry here, and this is a grudge match. And my prediction for this is that Roman Reigns is going to he's going to find a way to win this match, but it's not going to be without taking a beat down. Bronson's going to really show his power. He's going to show his aggression. He's going to give Roman all he can handle. But in the end, I think Roman's going to find a way to pull this victory out, and we'll see what happens there. But I have Roman Reigns winning this match, but it's going to be an excellent opener. Crowd's going to be ballistics for this. They'll be serenading Roman Reigns pretty much the whole match, and Bronson Reed's going to have to try to overcome all of that momentum, but he'll fall a little short. All right, next, we're going to go to the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, and that is Becky Lynch, the Intercontinental Champion, and she's defending against Nikki Bella. Okay, hold on, here we go. Mm. She's gonna defend against Bella. Okay, so this would be a good match. This is a match of it's a match of eras. Okay, you have Bella, who kind of had that diva era going right before the Becky Lynches and Charlotte Flairs and them came along, and so you have a battle of the eras. Becky Lynch, heel right now. A lot of trash talking, a lot of bragging about that she's better, and I really agree. I think she is better. And a lot of times when heels say things and they're telling the truth, sometimes you have to just like accept that. But Becky Lynch is the champ here. I don't see Becky losing this championship. Um, I think that she's going to find a way to hold on to it, but it may not be the last time that Bella has an opportunity for this Intercontinental Championship. Should be a very good match, though. It's definitely going to be worth watching. Um, Becky she'll find a way to cheat in this one and kind of scave away with a victory. I think that's what's going to happen here. Um, and if she doesn't cheat, it may be a thing where someone comes in and tries to um, and I'm gonna say protect Nikki in this situation. Like maybe Becky's doing something and she's about to cheat, she's about to use a belt, she's about to use something, and let's just say Vicera comes back out there and she tries to assist and help, and then it backfires, and then Becky comes out with a quick pin and a win and gets out of there. It could be something like that. But at the end of the day, I think Becky Lynch will advance in this match. She will defend that championship, and she'll be bragging on Monday Night Raw. Now, this match here, this is going to be a brutal one. Okay, match number 3 on the card, in my opinion. All right, this is a Donnybrook match where it's basically a it's like an Irish street fight. Basically, no holds barred. Just going to be one of those kind of battles here between Rusev and Sheamus. These are two big guys. Um, if we had a super heavyweight division, they would be in it, along with Bronson Reed and some other guys. And this is just going to be a physical brawl all over the place. And I like that because this is the kind of match you need on this card to give it that variety and just giving it a different, just a different vibe there. So I'm good with this. And it fits the style of both of these guys. They're brutal, they're physical. We really don't need a referee for these two. So let them have at it. And the ref needs to just be there to count 3 or the submission or however it's going to end. But this one right here is going to be an all-out war. But I do have Sheamus winning this match. I have Sheamus winning, and like I say, it's going to be brutal. Um, it's probably going to be multiple finishers in order to get somebody out of there, or it's going to be some kind of finish where you're getting thrown through, a table or something, in order to knock the guy out. It's going to be something physical, something brutal, in order to take one or the other out. But man, this is going to be brutal. These guys have been going after one another for the past 2 months. So we had to culminate with something here, and I'm glad it's on a premium live event. And I have Sheamus winning this battle. It's going to be a physical one. After this match, I'm probably going to need to take a break and gear back up for the next match because this one's going to be so brutal. All right. Oh, and I did say a 5-match card, but I think it's going to be a 6-match card because again we have that tag team championship that's involved now. So, all right, next world championship match. You have the champion, the world champion, Seth freaking Rollins. Then you have um, Jey Uso, LA Knight, CM Punk. All right, we got a 4-way dance here for the world championship. This match has so many dynamics, and let's just start with Seth. Okay, Seth, Heist of the Century Part 2, SummerSlam. We know about how CM Punk won this championship, had it for 5 minutes, went through a brutal match with um with oh, excuse me. He had a brutal match there with Gunther and overcame, won this championship, only for Seth to come in and cash in and take the championship from him 5 minutes later. So Seth has all these guys after him, and especially CM Punk, right? And they just have a long, heated history here of not liking one another on and off screen. And so there's a lot there for that. Then you have Seth with Bronson Reed and with Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman, and all that comes with that. He has all that protection. But then you have Jey Uso, who lost his championship to Gunther. Where is Jey? Is he going to ever win his championship again? He's back in the picture. How much longer will he stay in the picture like that? So he has a lot on the line here. And he had a pep talk from Roman Reigns saying, "Hey, you're the guy now. You're in this main event scene. You're in the world championship picture. Act like it. You know what I'm saying? You are there." And so he has that going for him. Then you have LA Knight, who's been knocking at the door of stardom in WWE as well. And the fans have been pushing for him. He's been close. And remember, when Seth got injured, air quote, injured Saturday night's main event, it was in a match with LA Knight, and LA Knight got the victory. So kind of all of the cash in kind of started with LA Knight versus Seth Rollins at Saturday's night main event in Atlanta. So we have a lot of stuff mixed in here. And on top of that, on Monday Night Raw, we saw a lot of tension between Jey Uso, CM Punk, LA Knight. CM Punk was trying to get these guys to work, all three of them to work together, um, with a common cause of a common enemy of Seth Rollins. But at the same time, all three of these guys want that world championship. So they don't really trust each other either. And they got physical on Monday Night Raw between those guys. There was super kicks, there was punches, there was a lot of things happening between them as well. And Seth was sitting back watching, saying, "See, look at them. They're going after each other. I got them." And then his laugh and everything. So this is a combustible situation here, four-way dance. We're going to see how it all pans out today. But for my prediction, I think Seth Rollins will retain his championship. Now, how he retains it, we'll find out. How I think he's going to retain it is that the friction between those three are going to rear its ugly head, and Seth will take advantage of that situation and retain his world championship. Now, remember I said earlier about the Brotherhood, um, Uncle Howdy playing mind games with the tag teams leading up to that number one contendership match. Here we go. Street Profits get their opportunity to regain their World Tag Team Championships against the team that they lost to, the Wyatt Six, right? And the leader of the Wyatt Six is Uncle Howdy. All right. Will the Street Profits regain the tag championships? My answer is no. I don't think they're going to, but it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be one of those where they get so close, but they just don't pull it off because there'll be some sort of assistance here with the Wyatt Six. There's multiple members in this faction, and I think that there'll be some help there and some sort of distraction that's going to lead to Wyatt Six retaining. But what I'm curious about is what happens after that. Is there frustration that just builds up to the point where we start seeing cracks in the Street Profits? Now, it really pains me to say this because I really don't want to see that. I'm a proponent of tag team wrestling. A lot of people in the wrestling world tend to kind of brush off tag teams. I don't understand that. I mean, tag team wrestling is like one of the best forms of professional wrestling because you have a partner that goes down, has to fight and scratch and claw to get to the corner and get the hot tag, and then the crowd goes crazy. You also have, a lot of teamwork, a lot of team, tag team moves and things like that. Like it's a different look versus the singles matches. And I think that with tag team wrestling, you can involve more wrestlers. That gets more wrestlers on the card. That gets more wrestlers on TV. I even think there should be a six-man division, six-person division in professional in WWE, right? I think they should do that. But staying with this match, when it's over, when Wyatt Six retain their championships, I'm curious to see what happens between Dawkins and Montez Ford. Will they stand? Will they band together? Will they stay strong and continue to push for another tag team championship, or will there start to be little cracks in the armor where you start seeing maybe Ford trying to branch off and go on his own, and will Dawkins do the same? So let's just kind of see what happens at the end of that match, um, and see if Uncle Howdy's mind games really play into that. Now, here's the match that I have as the main event, and this will close out the show. Logan Paul versus John Cena. The Never Seen 17. All right. So John Cena lost his world championship to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. However, that was one of the best matches John Cena has had in a long, long time. And the fact that Cena has turned um, face again, and he's kind of put the bad stuff behind him now, and he's made amends with the fans. He's even made amends with the young fan that he was very harsh to back in Belgium earlier this summer. He made up for it Friday night. He found a fan in the stands, apologized to him. I mean, the fans are all behind Cena right now, and with Cena number of matches dwindling down, I believe it's at number 8 right now that he has left before December and before he rides off into the sunset in ring. Um, man, him and Logan Paul, this is going to tear the roof down. The crowd is going to be bananas for this one. Um, the way that Cena wrestled Cody Rhodes, if we get that version of John Cena to go along with the moment makers that Logan Paul has become, I think we're going to be in for a treat in this match. Um, man, as far as a prediction on this one, I'm going to go with Logan Paul with the victory. But the way that he's going to get this victory is going to be with some help. Okay. Now, who's going to help? They've been setting it up, saying that I think was it Nick Aldis? I think Nick Aldis told John Cena at the end of SmackDown that he's gotten word that um Brock Lesnar is going to be in Paris. So maybe Brock Lesnar comes out in some shape or form and does some damage to John Cena, or enough of a distraction of John Cena, and Logan Paul will capitalize on that opportunity and get this win. Now, with Logan Paul getting this win, this sets Logan Paul up big time. Not only has he already had a world championship match against Roman Reigns, if we all remember that early in his career, not only has Logan Paul had the moments like in the Royal Rumbles and had these other viral moments in SummerSlams and other Premier Live events, but to get a victory over John Cena, whether it was by hook by crook, he always can say he had that victory. That's going to do wonders for Logan Paul. I predict that Logan Paul will be WWE champion. He'll be a Universal champion. He'll be a world champion. He already won the U.S. championship before. He'll win Intercontinental championship at some point in time in his career. And he'll win tag championships. He's going to have all the championships at some point in time in his career. That's how massive Logan Paul will be with WWE. So this victory will be huge for him. Something at the end of this will lead to John Cena and Brock Lesnar. And I think that's what's going to lead to it. Now, I will say this too. There's also, The Rock had a video out there. And for those who follow The Rock on social media, The Rock has already posted a video saying he he was just out somewhere, let's just say in France, right? He was on a boat. And I'm telling you, there's something about that, in my opinion, that's going to lead to maybe The Rock making some sort of appearance. It may be at Clash in Paris, it may be at Raw, maybe at SmackDown, but I got a feeling The Rock is going to reappear very soon here in WWE because he's got to answer to John Cena switching from heel to face and basically just calling out the people that he once was in the corner of as well. So that's not over with either. But I do think Brock Lesnar is going to make an appearance today. So I'm ready to see how this all pans out. But that's the card. Clash in Paris, August 31st, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check it out. It's going to be on Peacock. Be ready for it. I will. And hey, maybe I can get Reggie in the studio for a review of Clash in Paris very soon. All right. Thanks to y'all for tuning in. Make sure that you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and share because sharing is caring. And this is Mr. 411 signing off on Turnbuckle Talk. Make sure you tune in to 411 Sports World Network at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. We will go live at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Standard with Triple Option, our college football show. Got some guys in the panel. On the panel. Got Terry, Coy, Philly Red Zone. We're going to review a lot of the college football action thus far, and we'll give our previews of a couple of games that's going to go down today. So be ready for all that. All right. Have a great day.